This noon, new information about a shooting investigation. Stephen Cavazos has details on the man who was arrested in the case, how the suspect was found near the scene, still ahead.
And we're learning more about a stabbing on the west side, details on the moments leading up to the violent outcome.
Live from KSAT 12, the news at noon starts right now.
Heated words leading to a deadly shooting on the city's west side.
34-year-old Devontae Campbell arrested after San Antonio police tell us shot and killed another man in the 800 block of Pleasure Park, not too far from Highway 151 and Penn Road.
Stephen Cavazos with the moments that led up to shots being fired.
It was here off Pleasure Park where San Antonio police found a man laying in the middle of the street with a life-threatening gunshot wound. That man was later rushed to a nearby hospital where he died from his injury. And this quiet neighborhood soon became the scene of a homicide investigation. And the search for that man's killer was underway. Police got the call around 10 Sunday night. While it's not clear what led to the deadly encounter, we know shots were fired during a child exchange. But the gunman was nowhere to be found. Police initially told us they had an idea who pulled the trigger. It was during the search for that gunman when they found his vehicle off Spring Park, not too far from where the shooting was. Police later found 34-year-old Devontae Campbell off Brownleaf and arrested him in connection with the shooting. Now, the Bexar County Medical Examiner has not released the name of that man who was shot, but they tell us he was 33 years old. Although police have made an arrest, the shooting is still under investigation. Stephen Cavazos, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Stephen. New details this noon in a stabbing investigation on the west side. Police tell us an argument broke out before a man was stabbed several times. Officers say they found the victim lying on the sidewalk hurt. All of this in the 900 block of Caralvo Street. This all happened just before midnight. The victim taken to the hospital. So far, investigators believe the victim was involved in an argument with at least one other person. That's when he was assaulted and stabbed. The suspects driving off way before officers arrived at the scene. Still, they are searching for who is responsible.
A driver in a lot of trouble in a world of pain after an overnight crash overnight. He's accused of running from a police officer, then crashing into a Bexar County Sheriff's deputy's car. The crash scene kept the on-ramp at Interstate 35 in Guadalupe closed for more than 4 hours. Katrina Weber reports a serious misstep by the driver is what sent him to the hospital.
An unmarked car headed to a Bexar County Sheriff's Office call around 2 this morning. Instead, is stopped in its tracks. BCSO investigators say it was hit from behind on the Guadalupe Street on-ramp to southbound Interstate 35 by a car whose driver was running from UTSA police downtown. The deputy inside wasn't seriously hurt, but did go to a hospital as a precaution. The other driver got out of his car, then made a painful mistake. They say he tried to escape by jumping off the overpass. The deputies believe the suspect may not have realized just how high up he was. Based on the signs out here, it looks like he fell at least 20 feet. He suffered several broken bones and was taken to a hospital. The sergeant told us that man originally went on the run after running a red light. Now it seems his next stop will be jail. Investigators say they plan to check the driver for possible intoxication since this happened around the time when Fiesta events were wrapping up. They say it's also possible he could be charged with aggravated assault on a police officer. Reporting from downtown, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
A Chinese restaurant on the city's south side looking at a low score from the health department after staff members were seen using their bare hands to touch the food. The restaurant, called China Rose, near Southwest Military Drive and South Stars and Morris Street, they got a score of 76 out of 100 for not using proper sanitation protocols. See how other restaurants in and around our area scored. We have a list of recent scores right now. Just head to our website, KSAT.com.
It's a familiar sight during Fiesta, the hanging of the rain rock. This tradition taking place this morning on the front porch of the NIOSA office. The ceremony's been happening since the late 1970s. That's when a volunteer hung the first rock with the hopes of warding off the rain during the popular Fiesta celebration. And it worked back then. But just how successful has the rain rock been since then?
Probably about 50-50 since the 70s. But this year we made sure the rock is you can see the rock. So maybe it'll help more.
This year, instead of buying tickets to get food and drink, NIOSA is going to be using wristbands that you can load with money to spend at your event. And whether you say NIOSA or NEOSA, the Fiesta event is a San Antonio favorite. Right now on KSAT.com, take a look at the history behind the festival that's been around since 1936.
And as Ursula was saying, Fiesta is back, and so is the Texas Cavaliers River Parade. The parade doesn't start off until 7 p.m. this evening, but we were able to get an inside look at all the floats. We were even able to talk to the marshal about what the last year has looked like from their perspective.
Couldn't be more excited to be here after the year we've been through and to show San Antonio a party that they deserve annually, but didn't get it in 2020.
Paul Rolfs Jr. has been a Texas Cavalier for more than a decade. And like San Antonio and much of the world, could not have expected what this pandemic would bring.
Oh, it's been tough. We're a well-oiled machine on an annual calendar, but when you got to reset and reset and reset, which we did this year, with all the different parade dates, it's been a little bit more challenging than it would in a normal year. But, you know, it gave us a little extra time to plan. So we've got a great party. Our decorator did a great job with the extra time. And this year is going to be a great parade.
Yes, Fiesta and the River Parade, a huge party. But it also helps our local economy and our local charities.
The Cavaliers have been able to donate to children's charities $3.15 million. So even through the pandemic, we've been working hard to get money out to San Antonio, but not having a parade is a huge impact to San Antonio and the charities we support.
26 months in the making. We are here. Inside look at all the floats. Expected to go down the river this evening, 7 o'clock. This could be one of the most special river parades in Fiesta history.
There's tickets still available. We have great front row seats available. And I think San Antonio can expect what they are accustomed to, which is one great river parade and maybe a little bit extra, just knowing we had a little extra time.
Some big time heat today. Heat advisories in place, then a chance for storms tonight. We've got the latest coming up.
And we are in the NBA offseason, at least for the Spurs. Big news, though, when it comes to Becky Hammon. We're going to explain how she could be a leading candidate for a head coach position.
U.S. Catholic bishops want to withhold a sacrament from Catholic politicians who support abortion rights. The steps they want to take after the break. There's a public drama playing out in the Catholic Church after U.S. bishops overwhelmingly voted to take steps to prevent public figures like President Biden from taking communion. As ABC's Elizabeth Schultze reports, the bishops are in favor of the move, citing the president's support of abortion rights.
In a major rebuke of President Biden and the Vatican, U.S. Catholic bishops are moving forward with an effort to deny communion to public officials who support abortion rights.
Unfortunately, it's not the bishops that have brought us to this point. It's really, I think, some of our public officials.
American Catholic bishops voting overwhelmingly last week to draft new guidelines for communion.
The action passed with a vote of 168 in favor, 55 opposed, 6 abstentions.
The guidelines, if adopted later this year, would allow bishops to prevent President Biden, a devout Catholic, from receiving the sacrament of communion because of his public support for abortion rights.
That's a private matter, and I don't think that's going to happen. Thank you.
The Vatican had cautioned American bishops against the move, saying it could deepen divides in the church and divert attention from Pope Francis's focus on poverty, refugees, and equality. And 60 Catholic Democrats on Capitol Hill are rushing to the president's defense. Catholic California Congressman Ted Lieu accusing the bishops of hypocrisy, tweeting, "There are a number of Catholic Republican elected officials who support the death penalty. Are you going to deny communion to them?" The bishop in Washington, D.C.'s archdiocese adding he will not enforce the guidelines if they're adopted.
Either we pursue a path of strengthening unity among ourselves or settle for creating a document that will not bring unity.
A recent Pew Research Center survey found 2/3 of U.S. Catholics say the president should be allowed to receive communion. Elizabeth Schultze, ABC News, Washington.
Hats off to the weather department.
Oh.
Yeah, it's hot. Yeah, it's humid. But at least over the weekend for the Fiesta events, Justin gave us a nice little bit of breeze.
Thank you, Justin.
A little breezy out there.
You're welcome. A little breezy. Yeah, it was hot, but at least there was a breeze. It helped. Today is going to be hot. We know that. Heat index values are going to really jump up this afternoon. And we're expecting the heat index to be somewhere around 107 or so for some spots here in South Texas. Aquifer's not showing up, but it's down about half a foot today. In the pollen count, everything's low. We don't have to worry too much there. We do have to worry about some chances for some storms tonight. We'll talk about that forecast coming up.
Never miss a story. Watch live or when you want. San Antonio's latest news and weather, streaming free on KSAT TV.
All right, welcome back. Start off Monday hot and humid. It's officially summer here in San Antonio.
And it's officially Fiesta, too. A lot of people are watching what you're about to say there, Justin.
Yes, the heat is on. It is the first full day of summer, as you guys pointed out. But the good news right now is that clouds are helping us out. Temperatures aren't just racing upwards, so that's good news. And we're also tracking a cold front in June. This is fantastic. This is a very late cold front. We'll take it. It will make it all the way down here. Look at the numbers up in Amarillo and Lubbock. 65 there, 72 Lubbock, 73 Wichita Falls. Out ahead of it, 80s and 90s. And it will feel like it's in the 100s eventually today. We will lose some of these clouds. The sun will pop out and it will get pretty toasty. But at the moment, we're sitting at 84 degrees, 90 in Laredo. And there are some clouds and a little bit of rain right along the front. You can kind of pick it out right there, starting to move through Midland, Odessa, Abilene, over towards Dallas-Fort Worth. Some clusters of storms there. And by the way, this front stretches all the way up into the northeast, where severe weather is likely up there. But we could also see a few strong storms along the front, even this far south, even though the front's maybe a little bit weaker here. Nonetheless, it will make a difference tomorrow, too, which will be nice on our Tuesday. There's a look at the satellite picture a little closer to home. And you can see the clouds are trying to break up here over Bexar County, but so far it is still mostly cloudy, and that's keeping temperatures down just a little bit. There's the scene outside right now. 84, southeasterly winds at 14, ushering in a ton of moisture. We're up to 90 now in New Braunfels. That's where the sun is out, and you can see the difference that it makes. 84 Canyon Lake, 86 Comfort, 86 Pleasanton, 86 Carrizo Springs, and 88 right now in Cotulla. Dew points are about as high as they get around here, upper 70s for most of us, mid to upper 70s. And that's producing those really muggy conditions. This is what it feels like when you factor in that humidity. Already feels like it's 102 in Gonzales. It feels like 93 here in town and 97 in Pleasanton. These numbers will only get worse. 107 is what we're forecasting for the feels like temperature this afternoon here in San Antonio. Now, if the clouds hold on just a little bit longer, perhaps we can push this number down just a hair, which would be nice. But I still think down towards Carrizo Springs and Cotulla, we'll get those heat indices above 110. That's danger level. That's not a time where you want to spend a long amount of time outside, because it will get dangerous. Heat advisories posted, and this area is shaded in orange, and then down to the south, excessive heat warnings, where those numbers really jump up this afternoon. Here's a look at the forecast. And with that front coming in tonight, we do think we'll get some showers and storms. So this is around 8 o'clock, still showing just a few clouds around San Antonio, storms starting to move into parts of the hill country, and then sliding south. I'd say probably a broken line of showers and storms, but along that broken line, we could see some stronger storms. This is around midnight, and then that'll continue to progress south. This is tomorrow morning, still some showers and storms along the coast, but San Antonio likely drying out some. Can't run an isolated shower or storm tomorrow, but chances are really on the low end. It will be somewhat cooler and drier tomorrow. The severe risk tonight, marginal risk for most of the area. So on a scale of 1 to 5, about a 1, it's low end, but I think gusty winds, maybe some hail on a couple of these storms will be possible, not to mention some heavy rain. And of course, we've got the Texas Cavaliers River Parade tonight. We're hoping we can fit this in. It will be hot when things get started. 88 degrees at 8 o'clock. We'll start to put in some rain chances around 10 p.m., 30% chance, and then we up that to a 40% chance around midnight. 89 degrees tomorrow, so there's the payoff. A little cooler, mostly cloudy skies, and a little drier. But humidity comes back, and so does the heat by the middle part of the week, and we're back in the upper 90s by Thursday and Friday. Maybe another rain chance showing up by late in the weekend, guys.
Believe it or not, time for some rain.
That's
Thanks,
right.
Justin.
Thank you, Justin. All right, if you're a sports fan, buckle up. We have a lot to talk about. First and foremost, a Game 7 in Philadelphia did not go the Sixers' way. We're going to have highlights coming up. Plus, if you're a golf fan, what a nail-biter of a weekend. We got a big finish by the Jon Rahm celebrating his first Father's Day. We'll tell you all about it next. Good morning, welcome back. If you are a golf lover, you had a heck of a weekend. Final round of the 121st U.S. Open at Torrey Pines, a nail-biting finish. One golfer celebrating his first Father's Day while wondering if it's also going to be his first major win. Spoiler alert, it was. So we're going to start off with this guy, Bryson DeChambeau. He's been in the headlines. He was in control, taking the lead, leading at 5 under, but lost control. Unbelievable meltdown. He went bogey, 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 11, 12, 13, then a quadruple bogey. I think I could even do a quadruple bogey on 17. Finished at 3 over, tied for 26. So from 1 to 26. A two-man race down the stretch. What we're watching right now, Jon Rahm, all the excitement, 17, a difficult downhill putt. He made it. I mean, we just saw it right there. This was the leader. Rahm would move into a tie for the lead at 5 under. Then Rahm went birdie, outright lead, another difficult putt. He made it. This was it. Louis couldn't finish strong. That was a beautiful, actually pretty good pitch there, but he's going to have a meltdown in just a minute. There he is, though. Jon Rahm, first Father's Day, first major win. Finished strong. What an adorable photo finish for him. So there you go. Congratulations, Jon Rahm, winning the U.S. Open for the first major win of his career on his first Father's Day, shooting a final round 67. Torrey Pines means a lot to Rahm. It is where he won his first PGA tournament and where he asked his wife right there to marry him. So here we go. Jon Rahm, 6 under, shooting a 278. And, you know, the regular suspects. Congratulations to all. Big win for Brooks Koepka, too.
I knew we're coming to a special place. I know I got my breakthrough win here, and it's a very special place for my family. And the fact that my parents were able to come, I got out of COVID protocol early. I just felt like the stars were aligning, and I knew my best golf was to come.
All right, from the greens to the tracks, IndyCar at Road America in Wisconsin. Joseph Newgarden led 32 of 55 laps, had the lead with only 2 to go, but his car breaks down, and that allows Alex Palou to grab the lead and win. Here's the fun part. We'll connect it back to the Alamo City. Another top 10 finish for San Antonio's Pato O'Ward, finished in 9th place, so there you go. All right, so we know the Spurs are not in the playoffs right now, but there is still a lot to talk about. Surprise recognition of Rick Carlisle in Dallas. Yes, the man who won a championship with the Mavs against the 2011 Heat. Regardless, there are now 7 NBA coaching opportunities in the league. By comparison, 10 coaching changes in the league during the season and the offseason last year. This might mean this woman right here, Becky Hammon, has a good chance to become the first female head coach in the history of the NBA, already interviewing for a variety of vacancies, including Portland and Orlando. The Blazers firing Terry Stotts after 9 seasons. The Magic's Stephen Clifford after 3 seasons. As we're all door down there. Following a 16-year career in the WNBA, we're back to Becky, where she was a 6-time All-Star. She was named the Spurs assistant coach 2014. She became the first full-time female assistant coach in NBA history. You go, Becky. The first woman to lead an NBA team in the Summer League. She actually won a championship with that Summer League. And the first woman to become acting head coach during the regular season. Remember, Pop has a bit of a temper. He was thrown out of a game. Becky took over. Did a great job. All right, from the Spurs to the playoffs. 2 stars missing game 1 of the Clippers' first appearance in the Western Conference Finals. First ever. 51 year of the team. Spurs have a better track record. Kawhi Leonard nursing a sore knee, picked up in Game 4 of the series against the Jazz. Status for the rest of the series uncertain. Didn't even travel with the team to Phoenix. Suns without Chris Paul because of COVID protocol. Let's take a look at these highlights you see behind me. Right to the action. The game was tied at 93 to start the 4th. That is when the Suns, well, they are scorching. Get it, Suns? So Devin Booker, part of a 12-2 run, helping build a 10-point lead. The Clippers, they eventually chip away. Terrence Mann, who was a hero at the end of the Jazz series, nailed a 3, made it a 2-point game, 22 seconds left, but that was the man, the myth, the legend. Booker, wide open lane, bucket, 2-handed punch, monster game, 40 points, 13 boards, 11 assists, first career triple-double in the playoffs. Suns take the game 120-114. So here we go. This is it, the Western Conference Finals. The Suns, Clippers. Suns lead in the series 1-0. Game 2, Tuesday, 8 p.m. All right, as an unapologetic Sixers fan, I have to apologize for this. Winner go home in Philadelphia. Top-seeded 76ers, really underperforming, taking on the Atlanta Hawks. This one tight in the 4th quarter. Home team, yes, that's him. Joel Embiid, the process, step back jumper, 86 apiece. So it was a game. The Hawks then answered a 6-1 run. That was the villain of the league right now. Trae Young drills a deep three ball, 21 points, 10 assists for Young. Atlanta lead 93-87. Philly's not done yet until right there. Big man with the dunk. Sixers were within one. The Hawks pulled away. That was the Danilo Gallinari poking the ball away from Embiid. Beautiful slam. Hawks send the top seed Sixers home out of the playoffs. And the Hawks win it big, 103-96. So let's take a look at what the Eastern Conference Finals look like in just a moment. Because first, we're going to talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks winning and outlasting the Brooklyn Nets and Kevin Durant. Game 7, what was an instant classic. Giannis, 40 points, 13 boards. Kyrie was out with a bad ankle. Kevin Durant would have to step up. Playoff record, 48 points. Played the entire game, 53 minutes because that was overtime. The Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, I just like saying the name, tied the game at 101. It was downhill from there. Drew Holiday, big-time three. Love Drew. Giving Milwaukee the lead, 104-101. Kevin Durant had some gas left. Gets the Nets within 2, 109-107, less than 2 seconds. This is it. Look at that, Ursula. 2 inches make the biggest difference. Couldn't get it over the line, so we go to overtime. So there we go. Giannis and the Bucks taking over in overtime. Nets doing all they could, but at the end of the day, KD really put the team on his back. Here we go. Bucks win. They are headed 115-111. They will be taking on the Hawks. So 5 seed, 3 seed, Wednesday, 7:30. There you go.
They wouldn't give him the three-pointer?
No, his foot was on the line. We got to follow the rules. Fun fact, though, apparently he wears bigger shoes to play in the games.
Might have been a mistake.
There you go.
All right. Amazon's prom day taking place right this minute. We're going to actually take it to 2 days this year. Now other stores are pushing their own sales, hoping to lure out bargain hunters. What type of products are going on sale? Coming up in your next half hour.
Plus, tracking the tropics, Claudette now being blamed for 13 deaths, the latest in the storm sweeping the south. We'll explain after the break.
We begin this half hour with the latest on U.S.-Iran relations.
That's right. Iran's president-elect says he won't meet with President Joe Biden, nor will he negotiate over Tehran's ballistic missile program and its support of regional militias.
ABC's Julia McFarlane is in London with the latest.
After a flawed election boycotted by millions, Iran has a new president. Hardliner Ibrahim Raisi taking questions in Iran, setting out a tough stance. No, he will not meet with President Biden, and no, Iran's ballistic missile program is not up for negotiation.
Our paramount priority right now is to prevent Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. We believe that diplomacy is the best way to achieve that rather than military conflict.
Raisi is the country's former top judge. Now the world is judging him. Already under U.S. sanctions for his role in mass executions in Iran in the 80s, rights groups and the international community swift to speak out against his record. Israel's newly elected Prime Minister Bennett says,
of all the people that Khamenei could have chosen, he chose the hangman of Tehran, the man infamous among Iranians and across the world.
Replacing the former president, who is a moderate, Raisi is an ally of the supreme leader, who, now in his 80s, engineered the election to ensure that only a hardliner of his choice would be victorious. Hundreds of reformist and moderate candidates were barred from running in the election. The voter turnout last week, the lowest on record in the Islamic Republic's presidential election history.
Raisi's election is a defeat for those who hoped Iran might move closer to reform. But the president has welcomed the negotiations with world powers aimed at reviving the nuclear deal. However, he wants the US to guarantee it won't pull out from the deal again. Julia McFarlane, ABC News, London.
Well, speaking of the U.S., more signs of life returning to pre-pandemic normals. Big concerts making a big comeback. However, still a lot of concern out there about the highly contagious Delta variant of the coronavirus. It has now been detected in at least 45 states. The CDC estimates that it already accounts for 10% of new cases in the United States, and they believe it will become the dominant strain in the coming months. This adding to the worries for those who have not been vaccinated, especially in areas with lower vaccination rates.
I think the summertime is when we could see the emergence of two COVID nations. The Northeast, Mid-Atlantic states, New England states, California have vaccinated enough people to halt virus transmission. But just like last summer when we saw a surge in the South, I think we could see that again because such a low percentage of the population is immunized at this point.
If the current trend and rate of vaccinations continue, the country could miss President Joe Biden's vaccination goal. Remember, President Biden hoped to have 70% of adults partially vaccinated by the 4th of July.
Claudette returning to tropical storm strength this morning as it neared the coast of the Carolinas. This comes less than 2 days after Claudette was being blamed for 13 deaths in Alabama. A multiple vehicle crash killed 8 children who were riding in a van for a youth home for abused and neglected children. The wreck also claimed the lives of a Tennessee man and his infant daughter. An Alabama woman, Angela Spears, grateful to be alive. She says a tornado sucked her out of her mobile home on Saturday.
This loud noise came and I went flying out the door on the couch.
You lost everything inside?
Oh, yeah, pretty much bed, clothes, you name it. I'm grateful to be alive.
Meanwhile, in Mississippi, dangerous flooding forced people to leave their homes.
Well, back here at home, 85 degrees out there. Now, Ursula, you mentioned it earlier. Fiesta a lot later this year because of the pandemic, pushing everything back. That was point of pessimism. It's not going to be hot and humid. Point of optimism, though. Sun's out longer. You can see all the floats tonight.
Well, that's true.
There you go.
Yeah. It will be a little bit toasty. We'll caution you if you're going to be out there, especially if you get out there early. Those temperatures are going to be fairly warm. So the humidity will be high, too. Just be careful. I want to show you the big picture here across the country. We talked about Claudette. You just heard about Claudette there reemerging into the Atlantic. Goes to show you, too, it wasn't a big storm, but it was enough to do quite a bit of damage as it moved through the country. Then behind that, we've got a frontal boundary that's dropping south, and that's helping to create showers and storms from the northeast all the way down into Texas. This is sort of a rare late June front. And we're going to get some storms out of this, too, I think, as it pushes into our area tonight. There's a little closer look here at Texas. We've got some showers east of us around the Houston area, and not a lot of storms with the front yet. But I think as it moves into that more humid, unstable atmosphere, we could get some storms tonight. Temperatures 84 degrees at the airport, 86 Randolph, 86 in Seguin. We are up to 90 now in New Braunfels, one of the hot spots where there is more sun. Heat advisories have been posted for parts of the area. So far, clouds have helped us out. We haven't just seen those temperatures jump up huge amounts here, but we're going to get there, I think, this afternoon. And with that humidity, it's going to be dangerous in some places when it comes to the heat. Heat advisory again through about 8 o'clock tonight. We'll put in some rain chances starting at 7 o'clock, but more so as we get into the overnight period. 30% chance at 10 o'clock. By midnight, we'll have a decent shot for some storms around the area. We'll talk more about the timing there and what we can expect. Also, we'll look ahead to tomorrow, which looks pretty nice. That's coming up here in just a few minutes, guys.
Thank you, Justin. Big news this morning out of the High Court of the Land. The Supreme Court deciding unanimously that the NCAA cannot enforce rules limiting education-related benefits that colleges can offer to student athletes. Now, these benefits are things like computers, paid internships. The ruling will help determine whether schools decide to offer athletes tens of thousands of dollars in those benefits for things like tutoring, study abroad programs, and graduate scholarships. Now, the case did not decide whether student athletes can be paid salaries.
Several sequels are battling it out at the box office. Who took the top spot? Coming up in the spotlight.
And it is Prime Day. The Prime Day sales event has begun, but Amazon not the only retailer offering deep discounts. How and where to get the best savings after the break.
This is your daily tech and business briefing from Cheddar News. A Washington, D.C. man is filing a lawsuit against 7 different airlines. Lucas Wall is accusing the airlines of discriminating against travelers who cannot wear masks due to medical conditions. Federal masks mandates, those for travelers, are still in place, while airlines also have their own mandates requiring masks. And thousands of people want a world without Jeff Bezos. More than 54,000 people have signed a petition to stop Jeff Bezos from returning to Earth following his trip to space next month. Multiple petitions are currently listed on change.org. Bezos and his brother Mark will be flying into space on July 20th for Blue Origin's first human flight. And Bitcoin taking a plunge over the weekend, suffering from a 7% decline Monday morning. The world's biggest cryptocurrency dipped below 33,000 for the first time since June 8th. This morning, as China continues to crack down on crypto mining, we do know that more than 90% of China's Bitcoin capacity is estimated to be shut down, according to the Global Times newspaper. And that's your Cheddar News business and tech update. I'm Brad Smith from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange.
A record number of travelers causing major staffing and maintenance issues for American Airlines. ABC's Gio Benitez shares the latest after that company was actually forced to cancel nearly 400 flights.
Weather, of course, is a big problem right now, but ABC News has also learned that American Airlines is having major staffing and maintenance issues. Take a look at this right now, because over the weekend, just a stunning number of cancellations. 123 flights on Saturday, about 180 yesterday, and already today, about 100 flights have been canceled. Some of those cancellations have happened right before the scheduled flight. Now, why is this happening? Well, the airline tells us that a high number of employees are calling out sick. Plus, you've got other staffing issues along with aircraft maintenance. Many airlines are having trouble keeping up with the fast increase in travelers. More than 2 million were screened by TSA on Friday alone. And the issues are not over. American expects to cancel anywhere between 50 and 80 flights per day over the next month. So what should you do if you get caught up in a situation like this? Because it may happen. So many people are traveling. American is telling us that they're going to start canceling flights a little bit earlier. That way you have more of a chance to rebook. If it does happen to you, you grab that phone, you open up that airline app right away. This is going to be the fastest way for you to rebook your flight, and you don't want to wait. You want to go ahead and look at those options. They should pop up right there on the app. Gio Benitez, ABC News, Newark Liberty International Airport.
Well, Amazon Prime Day is now underway. Target and Walmart also competing for your dollars. And those aren't the only stores with hot summer deals. From home decor outlet Wayfair to Home Depot, even Old Navy retailers pushing these big sales events. So what items should you look for if you're trying to score a good deal? And what items should you hold out on buying?
I would really look for those kind of gangbuster name brand items that don't normally go on sale.
At Amazon, you're going to find big deals on Amazon gadgets. Meanwhile, at Target, look for discounts on gaming, smart home, and technologies. Other items to look for big savings include summertime items, grills, pools, and of course, here in Texas, we need the barbecue essentials.
And we're talking about personal portable fans that you can hang around your neck. I bet you could get some of those too today.
Pretty brilliant. Yeah, those work really well. I haven't seen more and more of those around. I don't blame you. It's hot enough for that. 84 degrees so far today. 80 was the low this morning. We did not get down below 80 degrees. We've only gained 4 degrees because cloud cover has been so thick. The sun's starting to pop out. We'll get temperatures into the 90s. The record is 106, set back in 1936. We will not get there, but heat index values could get close. We'll talk about that forecast coming up.
This day in Fiesta history is powered by your local San Antonio area Chevy dealers.
The Fiesta crowned its first king in 1896. Early monarchs were dubbed Silamat, or tamales spelled backwards, Omala, or Alamo in reverse, as well as Cotton, Zeus, and Rex. Then in 1927, the first King Antonio was crowned. Selected from the ranks of the Texas Cavaliers, one of King Antonio's most important roles, paying tribute to San Antonio's history of military and civilian partnerships. And his reign begins with a sunset ceremony in front of the Alamo. But King Antonio isn't our only king. In 1947, San Antonio got its first ugly king, El Rey Feo. To raise scholarship money, the League of United Latin American Citizens began a competition to choose their own king. Inspired by the medieval Spanish tradition of citizen king for the day, there's been an El Rey Feo ever since. One of the most important being local radio personality Logan Stewart. Through his efforts, El Rey Feo became an official part of Fiesta in 1980. Fiesta's lucky to have 2 kings. It means more scholarships, more help for charities, and of course, more fun.
Really is amazing. Fiesta is back this year. So is all the amazing charity work that all the organizations do. You guys had a big event this year.
We had a big Fiesta Kings Cup polo event at Almost Basin Park. It was sold out. was very hot, but again, we caught a breeze, which is all you can ask for in June in Texas.
No kidding. No kidding. Yeah, the breeze helped a little bit this weekend. It's the humidity, though, that really is getting to us today. That's the bad part. I mean, we're still in the 80s right now. It wouldn't be that bad if not for that thick humidity.
Was it my imagination, or did it sprinkle in some places in town this morning?
It did. There was enough humidity there where we saw some drizzle, a couple sprinkles here and there. And don't be surprised if you see a little bit more of that. But the heat index this afternoon likely will jump above 100. Now, the good news, because this cloud cover is holding on so long, we may not get up into that, say, 110 territory, but I think we could still get up close to 105 here in San Antonio, where you are seeing the sun right now. The heat index is really going to race up quickly. We're still in that dangerous territory, and that's why there are heat advisories today. Temperatures at this hour, 84 here in San Antonio, but we're up to 90 in places like New Braunfels, 89 Beeville, 88 Cotulla, and there's a look at the dew points. And these are about as high as they go, especially this time of day. You would expect these numbers to come down some. They have not. And so with humidity this high, that's going to tack on several degrees when it comes to the heat index. Already feels like 103 in New Braunfels. Feels like 102 in Gonzales. Feels like 100 in Pleasanton. And once these clouds break up a little bit more, you can expect San Antonio to follow suit. Down there around Cotulla and Carrizo Springs, once the clouds burn off there, same story. We're going to see some big numbers. Heat advisories have been posted. This is going to go through 8 p.m. this evening. Does include the I-35 corridor along I-90 and points south. Excessive heat warnings south of that. Notice these numbers are revised just a little bit down some. 104 here around San Antonio for the feels like temperature this afternoon. But I still think we see some big time heat indices down to the south. Regardless of that exact number, it's a day where you want to drink plenty of water if you're going to be outside, because that heat exhaustion can happen very quickly. 84 degrees at the airport, 88 Stinson, 86 Kelly, 86 Randolph, and southeasterly winds have been pretty gusty and bringing in all of that moisture. There's a look at the satellite picture, and those clouds have been holding pretty strong, and that is going to help us. They are thickest out over the Uvalde Hondo area. We've seen a few breaks here in San Antonio, and it will be a slow process as these clouds break up a little bit more. As we look at the big picture here, showers and storms along our frontal boundary, which stretches just north of Dallas back out toward Midland, Odessa, and then starting to see some severe weather potentially north and east of Memphis. This front stretches across the country. Fairly unusual to see a front make it this far south this time of year, but that's what we have headed our way, and the numbers behind this front are pretty cool. 72 Lubbock, 73 Wichita Falls. We will not see numbers like that, but tomorrow temperatures may not get out of the 80s, and that will feel a lot better. Humidity levels will come down some too. Again, we're at 84 right now. Forecast calls for partly cloudy skies as we get into the afternoon. This is around 8 o'clock. We may start to see some storms entering our northern counties. Those will drop south with the front. Some showers and storms around the area. I think we probably peak around midnight. Could see a couple strong storms mixed in here. And then by tomorrow morning, a lot of the storms move down along the coast, and most of tomorrow should be quiet. We can't rule out an isolated shower or storm. There is a marginal risk for some severe weather overnight. Gusty winds, hail, your main threats. It's low end, but it is there. For the Cavaliers parade, Texas Cavaliers parade, we'll see temperatures around 88 degrees at 8 o'clock, still muggy and warm. Rain chances kick in about 10 p.m. or so. Forecast, extended forecast. There's our chance for storms. A little cooler tomorrow, 89, but we're back in the mid to upper 90s to finish out the week, guys.
Thank you, Justin. Yet another sequel opening up in theaters this weekend, with moviegoers venturing out to see some of their favorite actors. We're going to take a look at the weekend box office coming up.
And fan favorite Will Smith, new story about how his life got flipped upside down. Well, you know the song. How he became the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Details in a new memoir and when it'll be released. Details after the break.
Will Smith releasing his new memoir. The book is called Will, and it's due out November 9th. Smith recently shared the cover art for his story on Instagram. The actor-rapper says he worked on writing it for more than 2 years. It starts with his life in West Philadelphia, where he was born and raised. Smith was still a teenager when his single parents just don't understand was released. He quickly went on to superstardom as an actor on television and in the movies. Most people don't realize he was a rapper.
Oh, yeah. Just, what was it? Get Jiggy with It? It's a classic. If you don't know, now you know. Anyway, speaking of movies, The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, the top sequel at the box office this weekend. The film taking in first place, $11.7 million over the weekend, $17 million since its Wednesday debut. A Quiet Place Part 2 returning to second place, $9.4 million, giving the sequel a domestic total of about $125 million. Peter Rabbit 2 with a Runaway bounced down to third, $6.1 million. All right, we've talked enough about movies. Time to talk Fiesta. A lot going on today. Mike, Fiona, and Jen and the SA Live crew getting ready for the Texas Cavaliers River Parade set for tonight. And of course, the big party afterwards.
That's right. Tell us what you have on tap for SA Live today, guys.
Oh, Viva Fiesta. This is so much fun out here. We are right in the middle of it, and we have a Fiesta-fied show today.
Yes, we do. We have a preview of our after party for the Texas Cavaliers River Parade tonight, including performances by Ballet Folklorico de San Antonio and Mateo Lopez with Mariachi Azteca de America.
Now, Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel is sponsoring the parade, and we're going to hear what Fiesta means to them, and they're going to tell us about some really big prizes that you can win.
This is so cool. These prizes are good, you guys. All right, and get into the Fiesta spirit with DIY Fiesta medals. Stephanie Pena Frost from Princess and the Monkey is going to show you how to do that.
I have the best Fiesta medal in the world with somebody's face on it right over there. Yes. Hey, of course, you got to talk about food, and food that is going to be feeding your soul. Mrs. Kitchen Soul Food and the history behind this restaurant, and wait till you try. Ooh, but we're making it. It's good.
And then take a trip to the tropics without leaving San Antonio. Hugman's Oasis Tiki Bar on the Riverwalk. They've got tropical inspired cocktails and food. Jen is going to show you all of it.
That and a whole lot more. Oh my goodness, it is so much fun just to say Viva Fiesta. That's all coming up in just a couple of minutes on SA Live.